Hello, I'm Maros Ferencik, and we are here in San Diego at the 9th SCCT annual meeting, and I have Dr. Stephan Achenbach here, who is the Editor-in-Chief of the Journal of Cardiovascular CT and founding president of the SCCT. Stephan, a few questions for you. The first one is, we have, I think, successful, very nice meeting here. What are the scientific highlights from the meeting?
Of course, there are many scientific aspects that are covered during the meeting, Maros, but I think two in particular strike me as becoming more and more important. Number one is the functional assessment of the hemodynamic relevance of lesions with various techniques, whether it's perfusion imaging or FFR devised from CT. This is gaining, everybody's recognizing the importance of doing this. We do not simply want to diagnose stenosis, we want to see whether they're functionally relevant. So there's lots of developments in this area, technical developments and also validation. That's one big topic, functional assessment of lesions. And the other big topic that I see developing is structural heart disease. Where TAVR or TAVI is just one example, but there are also many other important areas in structural heart disease interventions where CT is becoming more and more important. It's congenital, but also acquired structural heart disease. So I think these are two topics, in addition to the classical CT angiography and coronary calcium, two topics that are becoming more and more important.
Do you see the role of the structural imaging for the mitral valve? I think that's what's probably coming.
Well, that's so hard to say because we don't know how we will treat these mitral valves. Certainly something will be happening. It looks like it's going to be difficult, and imaging will play a certain role, but it's hard to predict right now what the role of CT will be. However, if you think about it, if you take a step back, CT is a very high resolution, very accurate imaging tool of anatomy and function, so it's likely that CT will contribute in this area.
Okay. Stephan took over as a chief editor of the journal, and I think that's a great challenge for you and for our community to really provide top-notch scientific evidence, top-notch scientific data. So, do you have a message for our viewers? What the journal is looking for, and what are the goals in the next year or so?
Well, the journal has developed very nicely under the leadership of Alan Taylor. I was lucky to take it over in a situation where it's stable, where it has a good impact factor of 2.55, which is likely to increase further. So I'm taking over a very nice journal that makes me happy and proud, obviously, and we want to develop it further. We need good science. And I think the two areas of science that we particularly look for is new technical developments and their validation, but also clinical applications of CT angiography and other CT techniques. Go away from the technology and methodology, but look at clinical applications. These are the two areas where we would really like to see good research papers submitted to our journal. We're still interested in very educational cases, but not to the same extent as previously. And good review papers are, of course, also welcome.
And I think the journal is making great strides and efforts to make sure that the review process is fair and very, very quick. Yeah. So the last area is we are getting to the 10th anniversary of our meeting next year in Las Vegas. So everybody's welcome to join us. Any plans for the meeting? What do you see coming for the next meeting next year?
I think we will continue this really useful combination of clinical education on one hand, where you really get to interact with the experts and have educational presentations in various formats that will help you use this at home. And then on the other hand, next to the educational track, the scientific track, which is growing. So we will continue this combination of scientific and educational conference. And certainly there will be something to highlight the development of CT over the past 10, 20 years. But I look forward to a very exciting 10th anniversary conference in Las Vegas in July next year.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Achenbach, for your words. And again, we are looking forward to seeing you in Las Vegas next year.